This video is going to go over how a cop from a small town became a ruthless killer once the apocalypse came, and how he potentially became worse than Shane. At the beginning of the show, Rick gets placed in a nightmare when he wakes up in a hospital in the zombie apocalypse. He has only one thing on his mind, which is to find his family. He quickly realizes the dangers of the new world and has to adapt quickly in order to survive, in which he gets help from Morgan and learns how to kill walkers. Since Rick has the same mindset from before the apocalypse, he only views the walkers as threats, which later changes when the show continues. Since Rick is a cop, he becomes a natural leader to the group that he comes across, which is also harboring his wife, his son, and his best friend Shane, which throughout the show, Shane's and Rick's relationship becomes a lot more tense, and Rick is forced to kill him. The relationship between Rick and Shane becomes more tense throughout seasons 1 and 2, until Rick is forced to kill him. As the audience, we see Shane do horrible things, and we learn to disagree with his actions and think he is completely insane, but when we look back on the show, he was a man ahead of his time. We are glad that Rick killed Shane, and we think he is wrong, but it won't take too long till Rick ultimately changes like how Shane did. Once Shane is gone, Rick has to step up as a leader, especially when Rick comes across the governor. Around this time, he has lost his wife, and Carl had to put her down before she turned. He realizes people can be just as, if not more dangerous than the dead. At the beginning of Season 4, they are no longer just a group, but they are a thriving community. They have a council that make more important decisions, and Rick is now a farmer being taught by Herschel. He thinks that they can build a future with this place and live the rest of his days as a farmer until the governor returns. The governor returns with more people and a tank, which destroy the safe haven that Rick had built, leaving the group scattered, weak, and alone. Rick tries to get himself, Carl, and Michonne to safety when he comes across a group called the Claimers. Rick kills one of them, and in that time he sports himself a new jacket. The Claimers try to kill them, including Daryl, since he had been with them since the prison fell. Rick fights back and gets grabbed by Joe, and in this moment, Rick has the one thing on his mind, which is to kill. Now this is where I think Rick's mindset turns into something just as bad as Shane's. Rick tries to justify Rick's actions, but Rick doesn't agree in the end. They keep moving to a place called Terminus. Once Rick realizes what's going on, they get captured and they reunite with the rest of the group. Now, during this time, when Rick kills the people at Terminus, to the church, to the hospital, all the way till he reaches Alexandria, his mental health declines rapidly, killing anyone that gets in his way of surviving and that is a threat to his group. We as an audience notice that he will do anything to protect the group, and the actions he does in doing so can be considered worse than Shane's, but we don't see that because we've been following this group for such a long time, and we feel a part of it. Rick is correct now, but if you think about it, why wasn't Shane correct at the start? Rick has and always will be the true essence of The Walking Dead. Whatever his mindset is going to be what the audience mindset is. The show really is an overview of Rick Grimes and how he changed and adapted to the new world and became worse than Shane. Once Rick finally realized that his mission was to try and become a moral leader and become a better man than he was for the future of all the communities that he was leading. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I'm right? Did I miss anything? I would like to see what you thought of Shane at the beginning and what Rick becomes later in the show. Thank you all for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking the video since that helps the channel out a lot. And I'll see you lot in the next video. Peace.